I'm lying on a Viking bed right now. So you see this is made out of wool and branches right underneath. And it's super extra comfortable. Feels so good. Here are fishes hanging. It's cod, Arctic cod, making them dry because that's the way we do it with Vikings. And I'm right now in a Viking hole in the Lofoten Islands, and it's a gigantic house where tons, 40 people at least are living. I'm going to show you around. So you can see behind me the first room of the hole. This is a place where people work on wool and leather. And we go forth, and here is like the place for banquets where people would celebrate and do religion acts, because you'll see there are like statues of the gods behind me here and there. Yes, this is where people would sit basically. And here you see on this table you can see there is a little thing here that prevent the liquid, actually the blood from the meat or the beer, to go and spoil the clothes of the Vikings. And the weaponry. So very interesting to know about the weaponry we've got here, which is that this was the most common weapon for one particular reason, which is that it's cheap to make, because basically it takes that much iron, right? While in comparison, a sword was a very rare weapon because it would take a lot of iron to make. Now, oops. Now the main difficulty for a sword, when you would make a sword, basically, is that it has to be flexible enough, and you don't want it to break. That's why most of the time swords would be used for ceremonies only. You could have the sword on you, but you wouldn't use it to fight because it would break. You would need to know a very good smith to be able to use a sword in battle. And again, that would only be for very, very rich people. Same with chainmail. Because chainmail again are super expensive, so that's why very few people would have them. Most of the time they would use leather, and they would sometimes have a shield. But actually, a shield is very hard to use, because basically when you're fighting with a shield, it's very heavy, and you cannot carry it for too much. You can take almost one blow with the shield. Let me show you. Again, so you see you've got this iron issue, which is that you cannot use much iron, so you just use it here in the middle of the shield, which is where the hands hold the shield. And this is how the hand is protected. Now the shield can take one blow, that's about it. So when you're fighting with a shield and a sword, for example, you would just take one blow on the shield. That's a desperate actually reaction. If you can avoid the sword or hit first, it's even better. And then hit with the sword. Now each move is actually so energy consuming that you cannot do much. So when you're fighting, you do basically 1, 2, 3 moves, but that's it. Then you're exhausted, so it doesn't last very long. Now another weapon that was used by the Viking is the double-hand sword that you can see here. Double-hand axe, actually. This one. And this was used by Vikings that were coming in first in battle. And they were basically sorry, I'm gonna go there for the light. They were basically cutting horses with the axe. So it's a very long axe, and those Vikings were known as berserkers. They would go without any kind of armor, and they would hit the horses so that the rider would roll on the ground, and then he would be killed by other people coming behind. So a pretty fierce strategy, but apparently efficient, as we can tell from a history book. Oh, you can have a look at the landscape just right here. I'll show you that what the kind of landscape you could see when you would go out of your Viking home. I'm now in the middle of the Lofoten island. Did I mention that before? It's at the north of the Arctic Circle, and it's super sunny. Basically, the sun doesn't set, so it stays all the time, and I'm really loving it. That's a new experience for me, and really, yeah, no nights. Why not? And it's super sun, and it's really not that cold. It's like 5-7 degrees, but you don't feel cold at all. And you got like ton of mountains and lake, and I even swam in the ocean yesterday. Okay, back to the hole. Oh, the hole is here. This is this big building you can see behind. Oops. And it looks like a boat, but the other way around, right? It's actually a reconstitution. The original hole was a little bit further that way. Oh yeah, I think that are the posts you see here are the original posts of the original building. So I'm back inside, and I hope I can repeat correctly what I've learned just right before. Oh yeah, very special secret room. Oops. Now, this is a place where they would originally leave the cows. So you would have cows inside the house with the slaves taking care of them, but they replaced it with different kind of games and artistic achievements about mythology. Now, how would the evening goes for the Vikings? Basically, they would gather in the big banquet room that we saw a little bit behind, just right before, and they would leave their weapon outside to avoid lethal disputes, and they would drink beer, talk few, because that could lead to arguments, and they could be very dangerous. They are Vikings, and they would play board games and listen to music. Board games, excellent. And their aim in life was basically to have a very interesting life that would actually be worth telling, and this is what they would call a saga. Now, about the mythology, well, I could talk about that for hours, but one thing that's very important to know, it's the connection I found with shamanism. And you see that just right behind me is a representation of Yggdrasil, which is the cosmogonic tree in the Viking mythology. And you see there is Ratatosk, the cosmic squirrel. Oops, do you see it here? Who goes up and down to talk both to the dragon down there and the eagle up there. Yes, you see the eagle. To make sure they get mad at each other, so they fight and they don't destroy the tree. Now, one thing is very interesting. It's what I've read just right there on the wall. Norse cosmology, and this is a description of the universe in 3 different circles. There were 9 worlds, but they were talking about 3 different circles here. The first circle is the land of the Ases. It's the name of a god family, and you know Odin's Thor and so forth. And the Aes gods, the first circle, the place where the Aes live, is right in the middle. Then it's surrounded by Midgard, which is the world we know, that is right in between Asgard and Utgard, the last circle. Now, it very much resembles the underworld and the upper world that you find in shamanism. So very interesting. I'm actually gonna inquire on that matter. So that's about it. I pretty much feel at home here, so that's really cool. And also, yeah, a good thing to know is that you see this goes down actually. When I walk, it goes down. It's not flat because it was a good way to evacuate all the cow's poop and stuff like that. That's it. Oh, look at that. A bed. I think I'm up for a nap again. Excellent. Alors là, c'est un... Let me show you a pony, Norwegian pony. Hello. Hello. It's huge. And you can definitely climb on him. Hello, cutie. We actually rarely see them, right? So we generally don't know how big they are. And they are supposedly so strong they can stop a car. Coucou, coucou. But I don't even know if it's a boar or if it's a pig. It looks like a boar. Hello, boar. Ah. Right timing. I think he's happy to see me. This picture, the peeing boar. Ah, il fait plutôt froid et encore on est en plein réchauffement climatique. J'imagine même pas ce que ça devait donner il y a un millénaire. Je viens de dépasser une rangée d'arbres couvertes de runes et je me dirige vers, je sais pas si c'est un fjord, mais en tout cas une ouverture sur la mer Arctique, l'océan, avec mon bateau bien sûr qui est amarré. Je sais pas non plus si c'est un drakkar, mais c'est un bateau Viking style en tout cas. Je vais en savoir plus dans quelques minutes dès que je serai arrivé à quai. La fameuse voile Viking, reconnaissable entre mille, c'est moi qui vous le dis. Quand je suis ici à profiter de tout ça, je réalise à quel point les jeux vidéo, la ville, Babylone m'ont privé de choses magnifiques. Enfin, c'est moi qui me suis auto-privé. Mais c'est dingue ce qu'on peut ressentir ici. Franchement, il n'y a pas besoin de cinéma, pas besoin de film. Putain, j'ai la rivière, j'ai la montagne. J'ai le glou-glou de l'eau. Et ça laisse songeur, ça invite à la poésie, à la méditation, ça emmène très très loin. So hello, we are playing a game. What's the name of the game again? Nevertuffle. So here you can see that is the king, and the king is trying to reach one of the corner of the board. He's surrounded by his white soldier, and the black soldier are trying to take him. The idea is that you can take his soldier by surrounding them with 2 tokens of yours, and the tokens can move all the way around, but always in perpendiculars, while the king just moves 1 square per 1 square. So we're right now in the middle of a very harsh battle. I don't know yet the outcome, but
No
I'll let
one
you know.
knows.
No one knows.
No one
No
knows.
one knows. Houdin does, but that's the only one. So let me explain. I missed the bus and I have to hitchhike home to Svolvær. Okay, I just missed. I'm a beginner yet. I just got taken in a car by a very lovely Norwegian, North Norwegian gentleman who insisted to talk to me in local language despite me not speaking a word, but he was super kind. Now I have to walk. Well, the good thing is that I don't have to fear that night is gonna fall because there is no night. That's the exciting part of the trip. Woo! So definitely the best place in the world to hitchhike. No pressure, no night, no cars. Excellent.